Hello everybody and welcome back to Photoshop for Beginners. I don't think that it is for beginners because it got to the advanced level a little bit, to the intermediate level. So if you are watching this lesson and you're still a beginner, I encourage you to go back to lessons 1 or 3 or 4, which is kind of a beginner lessons. So I'm still gonna keep this subject as for beginners because I go through everything and I just increases the level difficulty level for each one. So I want you to finish this course and have confidence to use Photoshop for real world projects. So today I'm gonna teach you how to create a document preset and also how to save your documents, as well as how to create swatches using the Kuler feature. So let's go ahead and open Photoshop. I have Photoshop opened over here. So what we need right now is to create a new document, but let's say we have been making a lot of wallpapers for iPhone or for iPads or stuff. So we just always create a new document and then create the specific resolution. To each time you create a document, you just just write down what is the resolution for the iPhone and the height and those things more constantly while you doing more photos. So to save you more time, you can just save it on the presets over here. You can see we have a default presets which I think they might be useful for some people. In my case, I don't think they are useful because I never used them. Just only the default size for Photoshop, just for demonstration. Sometimes, or to explore, I just use the default size for Photoshop. So now let's go ahead and just add more and customize our Photoshop to match our workflow. So let's go ahead and I have searched for the iPhone and iPad resolutions. I'm gonna go ahead and open them up. You can read this article. I think it is from iMore. I have a show wallpaper blah blah. You can search for it in the internet and go check it out. It is I didn't read that article. I just I found this useful. So we have those for iPhone 5, iPhone 5s, and iPod Touch 5th generation. We have the sizes over here. So let's go ahead and key in, just copy those out and just copy them over here. Let's go ahead. I think this is that should be the height though, and that should be the width. It depends on what orientation you're working on, because if it was a background, you should make it on the opposite. Sorry about that. That should be 640 and that should be 1136. So it will be portrait instead of landscape. So because the height is bigger than the width, which is very obvious, let's go ahead and keep those on. If you are creating a preset, you should also if you want to start by a colored background or a white background or a transparent, I usually keep it transparent because it is a preset, so I keep it like that. This is the pixels. Of course, those are pixels measurements. If you want to change it, you can do so, but I usually use pixels because devices actually it depends on what you're working on. I'm working now on an iPhone preset, so it's better to use pixels because on iPhone screens have pixels. It doesn't measure by inches, so pixels is the best way. Let's go ahead and save this preset by clicking save preset, and I'm gonna call this iPhone 5 comma 5s screen. I'm just gonna save that. I'm gonna keep everything on, and I'm gonna click OK. Sorry about that notification. Okay. Then, well, just simply by doing that, you will have a new preset over here. We'll say, oh, come on. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna. Okay. I have a new preset which is called iPhone 5 / iPhone 5s screen. Then I'm just gonna create it. We have a new preset for our iPhone 5. So let's go ahead and add in another presets for iPad Air and iPad 4th generation. So let's go ahead and just drag them all. I think I'm gonna have Command N to get this dialog up. I'm gonna paste it. Of course I want the width, because it's an iPad. Usually the background, or maybe usually constantly or something like that, people use it on a portrait mode, I think. So I'm just gonna use that as a portrait, I mean landscape, sorry, what did I say, portrait? Okay, because usually people use it in a landscape mode, so I keep it on the landscape. That's what I'm talking about. So yes, I'm gonna keep everything as is. I'm gonna save the preset using the save preset. I'm gonna change it to the iPad Air and /4/3 screen. You can also be specific. Screen, okay. You can say landscape. I think it's like, oh my god. Okay, landscape. I'm gonna save it. Now we have another preset, so on. Let's go ahead and just open the iPhone preset, and you can also add all these other for iPad mini, iPad 2 and iPad mini, as well as iPhone 4 and iPhone 4s. And you can also save anything as you wish, because it doesn't matter. What matters is the concept that you can save a preset, and no matter how, if you close the Photoshop and come back, you can just click which document size you want to play around with, and just obviously I'm gonna choose iPhone for now. I'm just gonna click OK. I have the iPhone. I can create the iPhone background. Sorry about the noise in the background. Okay, let's go ahead. Now we have a bit of knowledge of how to create a preset on a document preset. So now let's quickly go ahead and learn about swatches, which is very obvious, very simple. What is swatches? Is it just the colors? Because sometimes when you have a project, you should have a great amount of colors, 3 or 4 colors to play around with and to color your project. So there is a amazing tool on Photoshop which is called Kuler. You can get it from window, go down to extensions, and you will find it over here, Kuler. Click it and you will have Kuler tab. Wait for it to load, because Kuler is a web-based application. You can get it from the web. You can search for Kuler and it will show up. But I'm gonna keep this up to you. What does it do, Kuler? So it actually creates you a swatch of colors that you can play around and add to your project, as well as save it or share it to other people you are working with, which is very handy, especially if you're working with a group of people. So let's go ahead and select the rule. So there are different types of rules. Let's just start with shades. Now you can just select a color and it will give you the color's shade. You just can play around with, and you can see it gives you the shades, which is very awesome. And you can just compound, and it gives you an amazing combination of colors, which is I really love to use this to create new swatches. You can also play around with those. I'm gonna leave them to you. I'm gonna save this as a preset right now. To save it, I will click name and save this theme. Okay, I'm gonna just click this. I'm gonna name it iPhone, whatever. Save it. Now we have saved it, but it doesn't show where did it go. Let's go to browse, and it should be over here. I think it's about save. I think it should be over here somewhere. Saved over here. Okay, we have that. You can go down over here and say this is the saved, and this is what you have made from this create tab. So let's go ahead and browse another highest rated, because it is a web based. It will give you from other users around the world that they've made, and people have rated it and comment on it. They can do it to your collection too, to your swatch collection too, which is very handy, and many people really use that, and I like their swatches. They are very amazing. You can just select any one of these and you will be satisfied. You can add it to your library, but just by click. You can edit it, of course, and you can just add to selected theme swatches. So you're gonna get it over there. So just like that, you have your swatches ready, and let's go ahead and play around with it. I'm gonna click this. You click you, and oops, I don't know. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm gonna have that. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate it. Okay, just creating something creative, a little bit creative. Gonna select them both and just scale them a little bit. I'm gonna hold Alt to scale them like so. Now we have, yes, I usually lower my voice when I'm doing something, and I'm so focused doing it. I don't know how would it end, but let's just play around with it. I'm just gonna duplicate those two layers by keeping them selected. I'm just gonna click Command J, so we will duplicate both. While they are selected, both of them selected, I'm gonna click Command T and just rotate and just play around with it. Just maybe change the select OK, maybe merge them a little bit inside, inward, both. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna keep it like this, but I'm gonna change the colors for each of those. I have the swatches, so I'm gonna use them. Okay, I think I like it. Let's go ahead and just make a background, which I don't want that color to be the background. I'm just gonna choose this white color, click it, come Alt and backspace. We will fill this out, and let's go ahead and just move this around. I don't like the position of it. I'm just gonna use that move tool. I'm gonna move it around, move it to over here. Change this color to the dark one, not that one, this one to the dark one. You're just creating a little bit of fun stuff, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Let's just create that. I'm gonna scale this up, maybe just a notch, just make it different things to it. I want them to look sharp edges. I'm gonna click OK. Just rotate this, play around with it. I don't like the way it looks though. Just play around to create something. Now we have that. We have all the colors. Let's go ahead and just make this a different. Yeah, that seems to be working. Just because we changed the blending mode, we have a different color, but it still looks good. Okay, now yeah, we have something wrong over here. I don't like the edge over here. I want that to be on the edge, from edge to edge. which will be better, I think. Let's go ahead and just make that. Because it's a shape, it doesn't matter if you just scale it and just edit it multiple times. There's a way to scale your layers on a distorted way, more distorted than we have learned. You just scale that. This is the way we have learned how to distort the scaling. But there's a different way. If you hold Command on the Mac, I think Control on Windows, you will have this arrow, white arrow, and you just can click just one side and you can just make it like a perspective to it. You can see that right here. We're having it just a little bit of perspective, which is I think it's great. I'm just gonna use it to notch it on the edge, just to distort it a little bit. Now we have a different look, I think. Let's go ahead and just angle this better. Maybe make it worse. Yep, I think that's getting better. I need to make this angle. Oh my god, I don't like it. Okay. Okay, I'm just playing around. Sorry, just keeping so quiet. Okay, I think it's enough. I think it's enough. It is just this, I'm just explaining things. So we have something to, just a look. Let's go ahead. Come on, I don't like that edge. Sorry. Okay. Now we have something to play around with. I don't like it that much, but you can just create just a few shapes to make it look good. Just click that, make it 100 by selecting the shape tool and just clicking on the document. It will bring you this create ellipse tool, and you can specify what is the height and what is the width, and you can specify where to start drawing it. I'm just gonna keep it like so, 100 by 100. I'm just gonna click OK, double click to change the color, and just select one of those presets. Let's see, I'm gonna click the dark one because we don't have it yet. I'm just gonna duplicate multiple times, change the size. By how to multiply it that fast, I'm gonna click Command G to okay, Command G is to multiply or to duplicate. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna scale this down, change this, move that away, and just change the place. I think okay, it's good enough. Looks abstract, which is what I want it. I want something to look abstract, which is good. It looks abstract. Let's just move this down and make this on the top. Let's just group them all together because we have learned that. This is the background. Okay, we have that. We have the background. This is the main background. I think I should just caps that back. Caps right in that. Okay, let's go ahead, and we have that background, and yeah, it looks good. So let's go ahead and because we have learned about that, so let's go ahead and just make a little bit of noise on it. I think it's looking good over here like that. Okay, I'm just gonna keep that like so. So let's go ahead. Now we know how to use the swatches, which is what we have been doing over here. You should not be distracted with those shapes because we spent more time on them, but at least we know how to create those swatches and use the Kuler. browsing and about, and it is simply just selecting colors, and it will give you a really amazing amazing colors. And you can check the website, and you also can download an application. I think there is an application for it on iPhone. You can go and check it out. So if you want something you liked, you can take a photo of, and you can get the colors out of the photo, which is very handy, very useful. And when you save it, it will show up on your saved library, which is very good, very amazing. So it is an internet-based extension. That's what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and try and export this out for an iPhone. What I mean is to save this out, to make it as a background. Well, we are used to just clicking Command S or go to the file and save, which is very bad. Some people use save as, which is also very bad, because when you save as, you're just going over here and just changing that and just saying, okay, I'm gonna save it, which is the wrongest way to save for an iPhone or for a web or any device out there. So the best way to export, or to the final step you will do on the Photoshop, is to go ahead and save for a web, which is not only for a web, it is also for devices. So what does that mean? Now we have that out. We can go ahead and check our photo. We can go up to 2 views or up to 3 views, so we can just check our photo, check its size and what is the quality of that. So yeah, this is very amazing. This is 2 mega. This is 72 kilobytes, and you see there's no difference between them. Actually, none of that. No difference. Only the size is big, and this is the original. So you can keep your original and just export this one, which is 72 kilobytes, and it have a 100% quality, which is very amazing. This is if it was a PNG. You can choose a PNG. You can choose the quality. You can change the quality if you want it. Sometimes you need to do that. So look at that. When we change the quality, while this is selected, because we change it to quality, make it lower, we have less size, but the quality is being, you can see there over here, it's being not that good. It shows the noise over here. So you better can play around with and just explore. I think 100% is very good, and we have that size. It's quite handy size, not that big. Maybe sometimes you need a less size, so you go ahead and choose less size, especially if you are creating backgrounds for applications and stuff. You need to be sure that the file size is not that big. So you can also save it as a PNG 8, and you can see over here the useful thing about PNG. If you have a transparent icon, we have an icon and it have a transparent background. Let's go ahead and cancel out of this and just maybe create some transparent spots. And let's go ahead and go to the file, save as. You can see the shortcut over here, which is Command Alt Shift S, which is very awkward, but it is a handy tool. So let's go ahead and check that. We have a transparent background over here, but if you see, this is an original. The original. If you see over here, it's a PNG. The transparency doesn't show. It shows a white background, which is awkward. We need that to be a transparent. So let's go ahead and change it to PNG, and that will work. So this is the difference between it. But you can see over here we have a little bit of light lines over there, which if you want to remove it, you can just change it to a different PNG 2.4, which is more accurate, I think. And there's a transparency tab check over here, so you can, if you want it to be transparent, you can click it. If you don't want it, you can deselect it. So this is very awesome. This is the PNG, this is the JPG. WPM, I never used that, but maybe some of you would. I don't know what does it do or something. I have no idea about it, so I'm not gonna talk about it. In the next tutorial we will talk about GIF and how to save an GIF. Also how to create an animation, a GIF animation inside Photoshop. That will be in the next lesson, so get excited. Okay, this is the PNG. I'm gonna cancel and just again show this, and let's go ahead to file, save as, size for web and devices. It should be and devices over here. Yes, and let's go ahead and select this one because I like it, the optimized one. You can say this is the original, this is the optimized. You can just jump around, or you can just select two views only. This is the original, this is the optimized version. So let's go ahead and just save the optimized version. Click over here. You can change the image size, you can change things like that. I never use them a lot, but I usually use this image size if I want to make it smaller. You should keep it constrained, because if you just change that, it will mess up your image. You can just click the percentage you want it to be smaller, and you can see over here it gives you the size very quickly. So I'm gonna keep it 100%, and I'm gonna click save, and yep, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna call it iPhone background. Where is the key background? Okay, I'm gonna click OK. We have an iPhone background right now, and we are so happy to do that. I'm gonna save this project again, iPhone background. By clicking, now I'm saving only the project. You notice by clicking Command S is only for the project. So if you want to go back to the project, you can go back and save it or load things up. So yeah, what the hell, background. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Now we have that pop out. I'm gonna have say yes, maximum compatibility. Just okay, don't show. You can tell it to don't show again, but I usually keep it. I want it to be like that. So yes, we have that. And now if you want to create a new iPhone background, just go ahead and click the iPhone screen, or go ahead and I have the iPad screen, and you have new document to start playing around with. You can try this out and create your own backgrounds and play around. I think this is all for this tutorial for today. Hope you enjoyed and learned something today. My name is Al.Mahdi, and see you in the next lesson. We are almost done. Not done, actually. We are almost on the advanced level. So if you are struggling, go back to the previous lesson, and I encourage you to practice more, so you keep on with those lessons. And the next lesson we will talk about GIF animations and how to save them. And peace. Bye.